This one right here. You see the beaver? Okay. I'm filming. Bye, love you. What was I saying? Redneckery. I haven't made a video, just me, myself, and I, in quite a few weeks because we have been rolling out all of the content from when we restored the water out here at the Slab Lab. So I've tried to repurpose some of that footage and put it up on my main channel. But if you're really interested in seeing how we basically took a toxic body of water and cleared it from top to bottom and made it a pristine environment to grow trophy sport fish, make sure you check the collab link that's on here. I know a lot of the videos are coming in that way, and then I am trying to take some of that content, recycle it, and put it out in short form, and then also adding it to my channel so that those of you who are really interested don't miss out. But we're gonna bring you an update today, and by we, I mean me. There's nobody else out here but me. So if you're new to my channel, please do me a favor and like, share, subscribe, especially if you want to know all things about growing trophy sport fish, feeding fish, water quality, aquaculture, zooplankton, just all the things that we do out here to make sure that we're going to be able to produce world-class trophy coppernose bluegill. A lot of it will apply to you as a pond owner if you just want a healthy fishery or a place to relax, kick your feet up, hang out, or if you just want to have a great place to go and catch fish. So lots of different things that you'll be able to learn from this channel. But today I'm going to talk about a very specific topic. And I know for most of y'all, wherever you're watching from, it's fall. We've had a couple of really cold snaps here. A matter of fact, a week ago, I was out here and it was snowing in November in Alabama. Like, it just, make it make sense. It doesn't make any sense. But today I'm going to talk about Gape Matched feed. I know, crazy. Y'all know I love to feed fish. And one of the things we always wanted to sort of be able to dial in on was our YOY bluegill, our young of the year. How do you ensure that they have enough proper nutrition? A lot of the times when bluegills first hatch out, they are going to nosh on your food web. What does your water produce food web wise? Do you have zooplankton that can support and sustain their growth and help with their survivability? And for most of us, the answer is, I don't know. That was one of the critical things we worked on when cleaning up the water out here. We wanted to make sure that we, number one, dealt with the cyanobacteria that was dominating our water sample, choking out our good greens, and not allowing that zooplankton to do what it needed to do. So once we got through with the restoration process, we reset this water out here. We did a sediment locking dose of Metafloc. Next up on the list was, how quickly can we get zooplankton out here so that the fish we stock in have an immediate food source? And not just immediate food source, but a sustainable base, a sustainable food source to carry them through these colder months when pellet feeding is not always ideal. So it got me thinking, being able to have a Gape Matched feed that literally is made to match the size of the mouth of even the smallest of fish, that would be incredible to be able to do that. But not only that, taking it a step further and making sure that that feed was the nutritional foundation for the type of growth that bluegill experience in the first 90 days. And I'm sure I've said it before, but I'll say it again just in case you're new here. The first 90 days of a bluegill's life is critical. That is when they are going to put on the most amount of growth. And so you want to be able to supercharge that and match that and keep up with it. So today I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about the Endurance. This is the sample bucket right here. This is Endurance Feeds. We have used this feed for a very long time. We've used other feeds as well, like Aquamax MVP by Purina, great feed. We always are looking for a couple of things that we want a feed to do for us. We want that feed to be as high in protein as possible. We want there to be an excellent lipid content, and we also want to make sure that that feed is the appropriate pellet size for the fish that you're feeding, right? Like if you tried to take a YOY bluegill and feed it a 5mm pellet, that's a fool's errand. That fish cannot physically inhale and digest a 5mm pellet. A lot of fish feed on the market is, 3.5, 4, 5mm, and even some larger pellets. So why would you want to even have a Gape Matched pellet? Well, you want your fish to be able to eat what you're feeding them. I think the biggest benefit of Gape Matched feed is that not only is it going to boost the growth, but it is also going to ensure survival for them. That first 90 days of a bluegill's life, it's critical for them to figure out how to eat, how to survive, how to use their energy correctly, and get big enough where they can hunt natural forage. It is going to ensure that every single size class has the opportunity to eat. And that's sort of what you want, right? Like you can't just single out one particular fish and be like, you're the lucky one. I'm going to grow you to world-class proportions. I'm going to make you a big trophy fish. You have to think more in terms of the picture as a whole, okay? So you need a spread. You need to give everybody a fair shot, especially when you're starting out, which the Slab Lab is. We are completely starting over. The 2,000 fish that we stocked in here, only about 250 of them are the 4 to 6 inch size class. And the primary reason that those fish are in here is because they are teacher fish. They came to us from American Sport Fish, pellet trained. We wanted to make sure that we had, a herd of fish that could show the fingerlings where to go for the feed, because that's sort of how it works, okay? If you've got a handful of fish in your pond that know when that feeder goes off, it's time to come in for feed, the other fish will follow suit. There is a herd mentality amongst these fish. So those fish have gone in. They've been in about 3 weeks now. It can take up to about 2.5 weeks for fish to acclimate once they've been transferred from hatchery to their new home. Probably sounds like counterproductive to say you want uniformity in size class when you're thinking of growing fish, but actually it helps you to grade out fish a lot better. You'll know which fish truly are performing at peak and then which ones are stunted or not. And you know that you've got to take those fish out. A 3 to 4 inch bluegill can consume a 3.5mm pellet. But what about that entire size class before? The brand new fish that are up and coming, that have just hatched, that have just spawned out. Those fish are extremely important because those are the fish that you can get the most rapid growth rate on the first 90 days of their life. So they're out here and you're just hoping that you've got the food web built, that you've got the correct nutrition support from what your water wants to do naturally, which is grow things. You've got to be able to say, now wait a minute, how do I ensure that these brand new fish get the nutritional value that they need? Offering them a Gape Matched pellet that is specifically designed for those early stages of life, it seems like a no-brainer to me. And the good news about this is just about every option that comes in this Gape Matched feed can be thrown with your feeder. Now, the only one that can't is this one right here. You see the beaver? Okay, I'm filming. Bye, love you. What was I saying? No, what I was saying. Back to the topic, please. That was my dad driving down the driveway. We have a beaver problem, okay? Anyway, this is a fine powder. This is literally 0.2 millimeter. This would not be able to be thrown in your feeder, but that's okay because I have a way for you to use this too. So what I do with this is I sprinkle a little bit around the main dock here, and I actually feed the Daphnia, the scuds. I have tested a majority of this with fatheads. I'll show you a little video of me setting up the buckets up here, and then I had about a 1/4 pound of fatheads in each bucket, and I was just, you know, dousing them with feed and seeing which ones they were more eager to eat, that sort of thing. Matter of fact, they came up in all 4 buckets. The fatheads came up to the surface to eat the small pellet feed. So this is the only one that you cannot throw in your Texas Hunter. The smaller pellets, you can mix those in with your bigger pellets and it will throw. Dad and I can confirm this. The base of this, the very first ingredient of this is krill meal, followed by squid meal, followed by fish meal. These are like powerhouse marine nutrients that all of your fish can consume. Your big fish will come by and lick the water with this in it. Don't ask me how I know. I'm talking about just putting some out from time to time, giving some nutrients to your zooplankton so that they can uptake that and do what they need to do. That's what Dad and I are using this one for. This one is used to supercharge our food web. We will put this out around the main dock out here where I know I've got scuds that are kind of holding on to the dock post, and I have fed them this, and I did film it because y'all know I love to film and feed fish. So I'll put that little video up there of me feeding the scuds some of this. But you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, if you really want to go to that next level, I mean, you got to understand this stuff. You can't just dig a pond, fill it with water, throw fish in it, and be like, okay, here we go. We're going to grow, you know, giant fish. There's a lot that goes into it, and understanding what these fish need at what certain point in their life, and nutritionally being able to support them and sustain them. All of these things play a factor in how Dad and I, for the last 7 years, grew these monster bluegill. And I mean, there's all different sizes here. Let's see if we can get in close. So, I mean, you can see just how tiny that pellet is in comparison to this one and that one. And these smaller feeds actually have a bit of a higher protein content than, let's say, like the Endurance, you know, professional pond blend that I think is 40%. This is 52% protein, okay? So you're getting a huge injection of protein in that fish that not only supports the growth rate in juvenile fish, but that is also important for their muscle development. Another difference in these feeds compared to like the professional pond blend that Endurance puts out is it's got a higher lipid content. Lipids are an energy source to fish. Giving them a boost in the lipids helps them actually take that protein that you're giving them and put it to growth. It's almost like the lipids spare the protein and allow the protein to go in straight for muscle development and the rapid growth rates. Krill is considered one of the highest quality food sources for carnivorous and omnivorous fish like the bluegill. There's also a ton of micronutrients in this, all of your vitamin profiles, all of these things that do so much more for your fish than just support growth rate. You want to think about reproductive ability. You want to think about immune system. You want to think about ensuring that that fish has enough of what it needs to not only grow, but to survive in the case of, you know, a major stress event in your water. This feed allows them to do that. Krill and squid meal that are in this are highly digestible. They prefer it. It's like they know it was meant for them. It's a powerhouse combination. It really is. It's got all the B vitamins, A, D3, E, folic acid, all of these things that support so many of the bluegill's systems, right? Like stress response, immunity, reproductive ability, bone health. You want to support these fish if you're going to continue to grow them, and that's what this offers. People were always amazed at our bluegills. You know, they were large, but their body dynamic, the size of their body, there's a midge fly. That is because of the high quality feed we gave them. You are giving that fish the opportunity to go to what we call thick bodied. We don't want these scrawny fish. We want these fish to look like meatheads. We want the helmet and the brisket to enter the room before they do. We want to see that type of body development on our fish, and we have to give them the nutritional capability to do that. the way all of that is formulated, it's a lot more bioavailable for your fish to uptake and use it exactly how it needs to be used, which also helps lessen the strain of energy out on the fish. I've got a video somewhere where I talk about energy in versus energy out. And I think people are probably going to assume that I am crazy. I am. I want to grow giant fish, and I had to get down to the cellular level to figure that out. I also had to fix my pond. I had to completely restore the water out here after July. And now that we've done that, we are in the position to really press the gas and do what we want to do. And I know a lot of people are like, well, are you going to continue with a heavy feeding program because that contributed to the degradation of the water? No, I'm not. I'm going to feed, and I'll probably still feed heavier than 2/3 of y'all, but I will not be feeding the way that we fed in the past. Dad and I are looking more to really drill down on feeding those very first bluegill of the year, getting that nutrition packed into them, getting them ready. And then we're also looking at making sure that our fatheads are taking feed, that we've got grass shrimp, that we've got scuds, we've got the food web, we've got zooplankton, we've got daphnia, we've got mayflies, dragonflies in the sediment, we've got midges, we've got all these different things that are going to offer these fish the highest chance to go to the next level without us having to just dump or throw feed at them. But feeding will always be a part of the program out here. We will never turn away from it completely. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have, and if you had asked me back on July 20th, if I thought I'd be sitting here looking at literally pristine water conditions and being able to see to the bottom, see all of my habitat, see the fish out here when they want to come up on the main dock and hang out, I would have told you you're crazy. We'll never see that. We've never seen that in 30 years. But we did the work, we got her done, and this is where we sit. So, you know, it's all going to be all right. It's all going to be just fine. But I'm just grateful that you guys have stuck with me, because it hurts to fall from the top of a mountain, if you're wondering. And I was at the top of a mountain back in June of 2025. We did a shock survey out here then, and I was gobsmacked at the amount of trophy bluegills we had. And I was out here every day. I knew these fish, I knew this water, but I was shocked at what we saw. That's a tough loss when you fast forward 30 days into July of this year and it's all belly up. And that 7 years of work, that was an income source for me that literally one fell swoop, one big rain event, done. To be able to gather myself, start this endeavor back over. I got a team of the most incredible people that have linked arms with us and want to see this be successful. It's just a true blessing. And, you know, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to bring y'all all kinds of footage that we've never been able to do before. I've never been able to drop a camera in and show you fish sitting on habitat. I've never been able to drop a camera in and show you me hand feeding giant bluegill fatheads and bass. You know, I've never done that. So I'm excited for what the future holds. I got a lot of things that are in store. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. As always, you can leave me comments, ask me questions below. I do my best to come back and answer them for you. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when the next Slab Lab video drops, and make sure you check out the collab portion of YouTube, because that's where a lot of the content from the water restoration project that we did is going to be. And there is a ton of information. And I know y'all want 10 minutes or under on videos, but some of the things that we did out here, we just couldn't do that in 10 minutes and under. We had to use all of the time. We tried to keep it short and sweet for y'all, but if you're a pond nerd like me, if you're a fish feeding fanatic, there's so much information in every single one of those videos that can benefit you, that you can learn from, or help you prevent something like what we just went through. Yeah, so make sure you check all of that out and stay with me, because I'm going to be bringing you all kinds of stuff that never before seen footage. By the way, I put green lights out here in the Slab Lab, so that's going to be fun. I got underwater cameras coming. Man, we're just going to deck it out. It is Slab Lab 2.0. We want to have a good time with this. We want to share what we've learned in the last 7 years. We want to prevent those mistakes for other pond owners as well. We really just want everybody to come together right now over big bluegill.